Hello, I'm Gavin Goodhew. I'm the owner of Goodhew Electrical and Solar. I'm going to answer some questions about the battery rebate.
How long is the government incentive on batteries going to last?
The government incentive on the batteries are going to last till 2030. They will reduce annually. So if you get in first, you've got the most amount of the rebate. If you get in last, you're obviously going to get the lower amount of the rebate. If it's very popular and it starts to go through the allocated amount of money too quickly, obviously they're going to reduce it faster and further. So your best time to get in is now. Please do not wait. I've been through this many times. I know the industry. I've been on this solar coaster for a long time. It's very important to get in quick.
Where can I put the battery?
The best location is outside, usually around the garage or around the switchboard. The further away from the switchboard, the more it's going to cost you. The batteries are safe, they're weatherproof, they're IP65, so it's fine to put them outside. Obviously, for longevity, you're better off putting cover over it to keep them out of the sun.
How big are the batteries?
They're about 1.5 meters high, they're about 300 or 400 deep, and they're about 600 wide, so they fit amazingly in very tight locations.
Are the batteries safe?
Now the thing about lithium, the reason it's so good is their cycle times are massive and their lifespan's like 30 years. So in the early days there was some chemistries like the lithium metal oxides, lithium manganese that were dangerous and they gave the industry a bad name. But we've in the previous last 10 years moved over to lithium phosphates and they're going into most of cars now. And their technology is very safe, and I've heard of 0 fires from lithium phosphates. And the biggest thing about lithium phosphates is their charging capability is very safe as well, and the discharge is safe. The other thing that's really good about lithium phosphates and the technology of today, the inverter actually communicates with the cells. So therefore, if they see any problems with any of the individual cells, the system shuts down and sends an alarm to us back at our headquarters where we monitor every single one of our solar systems from the panel output right down to the battery performance. And we put a lot of procedures in place to ensure that the safety of the solar system and the battery is second to none. So we use reliable manufacturers, people that have been in the industry for like 20 to 15 years. These manufacturers know what they're doing. They're big brand names. They've been doing it a long time. And yes, I 100% trust lithium batteries.
What's the difference between single phase and three phase?
The difference between a single phase and three phase system, there will be a slight added cost because the inverters are usually more expensive. There's more work involved and a lot more cable involved in a three phase and a single phase hybrid system.
Why would I want a three phase system?
If you've already got a three-phase house, you have to have a three-phase hybrid system. It's a lot better system than a single-phased hybrid system.
How do I know if I have a three-phase system?
In order to find out if you're a single three-phase house, we can find that out pretty easily for you.
What is blackout protection?
Blackout protection is an extra cost to be added into a hybrid system. So be very careful when you're getting quotes to ensure that they're actually going to wire up your backup circuits because there is usually about an extra half a day to do that properly. The added cost with blackout protection is how far your inverter is away from the switchboard. The further away it is, obviously the more cable required and the extra time to run that cable from the main switchboard to your inverter and then back. So there's also what's called inverter chargers. You need to be careful with that because an inverter charger will only work with the grid tie inverter, and if it goes black, there's no capable way of charging the battery. So ensure that you ask the question, am I wired for blackout protection?
How long does it take to pay off the battery?
How long does it take to pay off the battery? Now this gets me excited. I've been doing this 18 years and the batteries never have really been financially attractive in the past. They're now finally financially attractive. Solar batteries are going to, for your home, pay for themselves in 3 years. So we're talking a 33 0.33% return on your investment. Very attractive. In the past, before the rebate, we're talking 10% return on investment, 10-year payoff. The other very attractive thing about this is we're getting smart meters. That means the meter at your home is going to change from an analog meter to a digital meter that communicates back to a base station. So it's continuously recording how much your usage is and how often it's being used. What that gives them the ability to do, there's peak times of power. So that means when people get home from work, they turn on their washing machine, turn the dishwasher and turn the cooktops on. And from usually that period from 6 to 9 is peak time. They'll be charging up to like 50 cents to 60 cents a kilowatt hour. So this is a very, very, I know I'm never allowed to say this, no-brainer to get onto the battery rebate.
Can I join Amber through the battery incentive?
What's even more amazing, if you get onto Amber, which is the wholesale pricing, you can actually even pay this off even quicker than what I've just talked about. So Amber has the ability, sometimes the network gets into a critical state. Hypothetically, a coal-fired power station turns off during the night. They can call on your battery and give you prices, which we've seen up to like $5 a kilowatt hour. So there's a lot of that happening too as well. So if you go onto the Amber wholesale market and you get a really big battery, capitalise on this rebate. I'm talking $3,700 per 10 kilowatt hours. So if you're talking a 50 kilowatt battery, we're now talking $18,000 that you can also get on this rebate.
What does it mean for a battery to be VPP ready?
So it's very important that the rebate is VPP ready. That means the inverter can communicate and talk to Amber or other type of VPPs that are out there. VPP allows your inverter to communicate to the electricity market. And then there's an interface between your inverter and the wholesale market that allows you to export your power and get a premium rate for in critical times when the network needs extra power. So if you get a big battery, it's very important to have a VP ready inverter, and that's part of the rebate. They will not allow you to put any cheap, nasty stuff on to your home. It has to be VPP ready, so that means reputable brand inverters will be VPP ready. So that's another reason it's very important to go with a company that's been around a long time, that knows the rules, the regulations, got the awards to prove it, and ensure that you have a safe, reliable, quality installed battery system at a reasonable price.
What size system do you recommend?
The easiest way is to give us a call and we can easily size it for your needs. But we find that if you've got a couple, 10 to 15 kilowatts, 4 people with family, you're looking at 20 to 25, and large homes with all the gadgets and gitch, sort of looking at 30 to 50 kilowatts. The size system we recommend for you depends on your energy usage. Give us a call and we'll size the system to your needs. Thank you for your time.